And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills.
I can't catch a break, guys.
Yeah.
Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys.
People think, oh, well, cleaning your room, that's just a cliche. It's like, yeah, really, eh? Just go ahead and try it.
If people had any idea how powerful sleep is for healing from anything, and the fact that it's free.
My mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock.
Podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to another coaching call. My name is Brandon. As always, I am here to help you make a little bit more progress in your health and fitness journey. Now, this week we're going to be covering alcohol. So, most importantly, where does alcohol fit in with your goals? So, realistically, you can probably achieve your health and fitness goals without alcohol. So that's not really what we're talking about. It's not that you need alcohol for your health and fitness. It's that you want some alcohol, and we want to figure out where that line is for you, so that way you can have a wonderful health and fitness career and still enjoy yourself if you're fond of a wee tipple every now and again. So this is your guide to balance with alcohol and also learning to change, because some of us need to change. Maybe it's you. So here's the key, right? Big issue with alcohol in general is that, and again, just with most things with health and fitness, and just it's a mindset, is what we call the fixed mindsets. It's when we start to see things as all or nothing. So this is a constant problem for many people. They see things as hot and cold, on or off, in or out, good or bad. This is all part of the fixed mindset, as I said, or a way of seeing things as rigid. All right. So this kind of falls into the category of I'm either on the drink or I'm off the drink. All right. And so again, look, that worked for some people. Maybe it works for you. Maybe it's not working for you. Chances are, if you're listening to this, you probably are looking for some tips, or you're just looking to make some improvements overall. So habit forming. Alcohol is very effective. And oh, there you go. There's our first typo of the podcast. So alcohol is very effective at changing our brain chemistry. All right. This means it's powerful. All right. So anything that's kind of going to give you a big chemical dump in your brain, you're probably going to react pretty strongly to it. Again, people can get addicted to all kinds of things as long as there's a pull. And with drink, obviously, look, there's so many pulls. You know, there's the initial tingles of feeling drunk. There is the social lubricant. And there is also all the fun, good times that you can have when you're drunk as well. So very, very powerful drug that we need to be aware of. All right. So we need to be aware that alcohol, it's, again, in today's culture, it's very, very casual. It's treated very casual, but it can be quite powerful, to be fair. I mean, like, I've been drunk sometimes and just an absolute bananas and just not myself. And, you know, that needs to be taken into consideration. So casually drinking. In today's modern culture, we have accepted alcohol as part and parcel of how we do life. So everybody, you know, it's like, you know, you're 18, you'll have your first wee drink. You probably have a few drinkies before you're 18. Now, I actually didn't drink until I was 17 and a half. So that's my story with alcohol. And again, you don't have to drink, all right, but you probably will come across some form of a relationship with alcohol in your life. And so we need to figure out, what kind of relationship do you want with alcohol? Do you want a casual relationship? Do you want, you want your space? Do you want to kind of just see them occasionally? Are you never going to see them again? What is your plan? So habitual behavior. When something no longer feels like a choice, it can be scary. And so again, some people are addicted to alcohol. That's just the fact. All right. How to break a habit. The active mind and redesigning our environment is key. All right. So we're going to have to be a little bit conscious here if we're looking to create change. As always, we're going to need to step into our higher self and try to make the changes that we know we need to make to be who we want to be and move in the direction that we want to move in. So secondly, your environment is going to be crucially important. All right. So if you have a habit, well, then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to look at your environment and see, what is the cues? Is it people? I know I went on holidays with a certain somebody, they know who they are, and they coaxed me into drinking, 5 nights out of the week. So it's very, very easy to kind of get talked into drink, because again, it is so casual. It's not a big deal. You probably feel sick, you might have a wee headache, but in the short term, it's not going to kill you. But again, it's where this kind of stuff becomes chronic and long term that it can really become a problem. So alcohol is a drug. All right, let's just get that out there. We've got the war on drugs ever back since President Nixon. So, you know, we've kind of went to war on some drugs, but not all drugs. We have allowed alcohol in. There was, of course, what do you call that thing? The prohibition of alcohol, where they kind of tried to get rid of it in America, and that didn't go well. People will get their hands on whatever substance that they want to get their hands on to get the kick that they want to get. Because again, at the end of the day, drugs can be fun. All right, alcohol can be very, very fun. As we know, that's why we're watching this video probably right now, because you enjoy alcohol, you want to figure out how to fit it into your life. So drugs are also very powerful. Okay, so meaning, you know, the initial intoxicating effects are powerful, but also the hold and the pull they can have on you can be very, very powerful. So everything comes with a cost. Are you happy to pay it? Now, some of you guys, maybe you're not in a deep, deep hole of alcohol, but maybe it is literally just that thing. Like, you really do like to relax on the weekends with it, but it's also affecting your waistline. All right. So what is it costing you? What does it provide you with? Remember, the key is not to judge yourself. All right. Because remember, this isn't here saying, oh, you like to drink a bottle of wine, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, each night. It's like, look here, I mean, it's your life. Do what you want. Only God can judge you. So don't judge yourself, especially not too harshly. All right. If something is really good, in order to replace it, you need to have something else that's really good. All right. So again, if you're going to cut out alcohol on the weekend, what are you doing it for? It would want to be to look damn sexy in that red dress at your sister's wedding or whatever it is. Like, you'd want to be, you know, absolutely, like, you want to have something meaningful, something that's actually powerful, something that is you're willing to give the drink up for, you know. And again, this is a powerful tool. I remember, you know, dealing with alcoholics growing up, and they wouldn't give up drink for their kids. They wouldn't give up drink for anything, you know, unless it was life or death. You know, it's it can be very, very hard. It has its hooks in with some people. All right. So, and again, everybody's in this different degrees. It might just have a few wee little hooks in it. All right. Some little hooks, some little cute hooks. All right. So here is for the little hookers. All right. The people who, you know, you're struggling with the calories, really. You're looking at how to fit it in and still stay shredded, but you're not an alcoholic here. You're not really struggling. You just want to be able to have your cake and eat it too, have your wine and eat it too, have your beers and eat it too. All right. So now on to the important part. How do you get away with drinking? All right. Remember, everything is a matter of calories at the end of the day. What is your daily output? The daily average, I would say, is anywhere from, you know, 1,200 to 2,200, depending on your size. That's really what it's all about. It's about your size and activity level. So somebody my size, for talk's sake, who's inactive might only burn 1,500 to 1,600 calories a day, whereas somebody who's very active, like myself, might burn 2,000, 2,200 calories a day. And then somebody's extremely active might even be my size and be burning 3,000, 3,200 calories a day. So it's all about, again, like, I can't drink the same as, I can't afford the same amount of calories as somebody who's burning 3,200 calories a day and still expect to be lean or still expect to stay in a healthy body fat range. So, you know, we have to take in, what is your output number before we start focusing on the alcohol calories? What is your number, right? Where does that fit in with your 3 meals a day, the snacks you're already eating, and then, you know, how's your meal plan adherence and all that kind of stuff? So how much calories are you burning? How much food are you eating? And then how much calories do you have left to play with? All right. We can do this on a daily basis, or we can do this on a weekly basis. So if I have 300 calories left to play with at the end of every day, I've got 2,100 calories at the end of every week, which could sound like a lot, but bear in mind, a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So welcome to the numbers game. So let's have a little look at some of the beverages and the calorie contents of those. So 30 mils of a spirit, let's say, all right, 40% alcohol, give or take, you know, let's say, I don't know, 30 to 50%. I don't know what you're drinking yet, mad bean. All right. Take, again, you know, this is all rough enough, 66 calories. All right. So we'll call these units. All right. So 1 unit of spirits, 66 calories. All right. Obviously, again, it's all going to vary depending on the type and brand and all that kind of stuff. Dark and white spirits. Wine. I know all ladies love the wine. I don't know why wine has gone off, you know, the kings of the land and more on to the ladies, just the ladies. Most lads like to drink a bit of beer. Most ladies like to drink a bit of wine. If you are of the opposite sex and enjoy the opposite, I apologize for my sexism. All right. So wine, 100 mils, 13%, about 83 calories a unit. Okay. How many glasses of wine do you have in a night there? I wonder, how many calories is that? Can you afford it? Hopefully you can. Maybe you can't. That's why you're watching this video. Maybe a Christmas party coming the weekend. You're trying to figure out how to fit it all in. Champagne, 100 mils at 12%, 76 calories, and 250 mils of beer is 106 calories. Now, that's a lot. All right. So obviously looking at these, spirits are going to be the best. All right. And this is something I recommend to anybody who's looking to consume alcohol. This would be my hack. It would be, don't eat a crazy amount of food that day. Have about 2 to 4 spirit drinks. Maybe you want to go gin and tonic. Maybe you just want to be a badass and drink water all night, or 7-Up's free, and just take a couple of shots, 3-4 shots. I remember something I used to do when I was trying to be lean and be a party animal at the same time. And so again, this is the best approach. Beer, guys, good luck drinking beer. This is like, good luck drinking beer and losing weight. Good luck. You're basically, what you're looking at there is you're going to have to adapt the majority of your diet to suit, because you're going to need to cut back on carbohydrates, because there's so much well, not necessarily. I mean, you're just going to have to cut the calories back, but you know, like, beer is carbs, all right? It's also alcohol, and it's also 106 calories for 250 mils of it. You know, quite calorie dense. It's only 5% volume, so obviously you're gonna have to drink an awful lot more of it as compared to, you know, wine, champagne, and even spirits. So it is, you know, the weakest link. I would be getting rid of beer if you're looking to stay lean and drink alcohol. So again, beer would be, I would get rid of beer. And see the other side of it as well. Anybody who drinks what would you say, alcohol-free beer, it's like you're basically just drinking like Coke, like Coca-Cola, or, you know, Club Orange, because you're just drinking your calories, which is very, very foolish, considering you're not getting any of the benefits of, you know, the crack, the loosening your inhibition. You're just getting that taste. You know, it's, again, same as I wouldn't recommend drinking full sugar Coke or full sugar Club Zero. It's just, you're drinking calories, you're making a problem for yourself if you are looking to lose weight. So try and stick to spirits, try and stay away from wine, champagne, but especially beer. And then if you are obviously going to drink them, just understand the calories, and just like you would with anything else, treat these things the same way as you'd treat a meal. Obviously now you're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and alcoholic beverages, so we have to bear that in mind. MyFitnessPal is going to be absolutely essential for anybody who's looking to get on top of that number. All right, so next up, this is one path many find helpful when things get out of control. And so this is kind of on to the next step, guys. This is the 12-step program. All right, and even if you don't have a problem, this is a very interesting kind of idea psychologically. All right, it mainly focuses on God and the idea of a greater power. All right, so this provides a feeling of belief in something or someone who hadn't let us down many times, like we can all do to ourselves. So what we do, right? So let's just read step 1, just so provide a little bit of context. All right, we admitted we are powerless over alcohol and that our life has become unmanageable. All right, so obviously, if you are, you know, if you're looking to change and you just haven't already done it yourself, it's like maybe you just haven't got as much control over this thing as you think. And the first step to fixing a problem is admitting that there is one. So, you know, I haven't got a good grip on this. You know, most of you guys, if you're listening to this, you're probably a Fighting Fit member, or we coach you online. So you decided, look, I haven't got a handle over this. I'm going to need to get a coach. I'm going to need somebody to keep me accountable. I'm going to need somebody to provide me with a structure. All right. So number 2, came to belief that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And so in many cases for fat loss, you know, that was us. You know, we are the powers that be, greater than yourself, because, you know, we, in a sense, have community. You know, community is a power that's greater than yourself. And so obviously, look, this is more skewed toward the side of God, but God is God is a very, very vague term. Like, I mean, we can't necessarily put it. Is he a man in the clouds? Like, most people don't believe that. So we think that it's a little bit more complicated. Some call it, you know, the universe. Some call it, you know, your own personal spirit, your conscious, this kind of stuff. So we want to turn to that thing, that greater power. Whether you believe it's the universe, whether you believe it's, you know, your higher self, your higher mind, whatever this power is, like, you want to turn to something and say, look, as it stands right now, I'm not doing too well with this. And again, this can also have a stark correlation with food, because again, there's so many people addicted to food. So this is kind of any kind of addiction that you do kind of find yourself struggling to beat. made a decision to turn our will and lives over to the care of God as we understood him. And so as we understood him, been very, very important there. So again, you're turning over to what you believe is right in your heart of hearts. All right. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. So we really have a deep look at ourselves and our actions and our results and see, am I happy and proud of where I'm going? Who am I hurting? What am I doing? All right. Take inventory, take stock of what's going on, of what the actual crack is. All right. Maybe it's a couple of bottles of wine on the weekend, and maybe, you know, objectively for somebody else, that would be them cutting back. Maybe for you, it's just too much. And again, this is where we don't want to judge ourselves too harshly. We do want to be, you know, we want to look inside ourselves. Some people, what can happen over a couple of years of betraying yourself, of letting yourself down, is that voice becomes very, very dim and quiet, and we don't trust it as much as we should. And that's kind of where you'd want to reach out to somebody who you do trust and ask them for a little bit of sage advice, because you really, it's not clear. So some people just can't reach into themselves and figure out what's right and what's wrong. And so again, looking for help in that aspect is always a good thing. And like I said, the Bible's not a bad place to start. It's not the worst place to start. Obviously, you might not agree with everything in it, but there definitely are some good age-old principles that have gotten many people through many tough times. So admitting to God or to ourselves or to our higher self or to a friend, and to another human being, the exact nature of our wrongdoing. So, you know, I'm drinking too much the weekend, I'm not really dealing well with it, I'm getting fat, I'm getting unhealthy, and I really, for lack of trying, I just can't seem to get it right. We are entirely ready to have God remove all of these defects of our character. So you have to be ready to change. You have to be willing to change. That's the big thing. Firstly, you have to admit there's a problem. You have to take stock, have a look, and then you have to decide, right, no, I am ready to change. Something needs to give here. And the thing that's got to change is not the world, it's me. All right, me and my behaviors. Humbly ask him or her or you or them or it, whatever it is, to remove all these defects of your character. Or sorry, humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings. Same thing. Made a list of all the persons that we've harmed and be willing to make amends with them all. All right. And so, look, guys, you can see it here. I'll read over these very, very briefly. I won't break them all down, but let's just kind of go over them really, really quick, because look, you can find this picture online, and I don't want to spend a whole podcast talking about this. So, made a list of all the persons that would harm and be willing to make amends with them all. Made direct amends with such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them even further. All right. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admit to it. So again, stop defending your bad behaviors. All right. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God or with that higher self, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. And again, look, you can put your own spin on that. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics or to other people in need of help, to friends, to family, and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. And so again, these are good rules to live by in general. All right, trying to hurt people, take stock when you're bullshitting yourself and bullshitting other people and hurting people. It's obviously not something you want to do. And again, I personally believe, as somebody in the health and fitness industry, I'm not pro-fat. I'm really anti-fat. I do not like the fact that there is a pro-fat movement going on. I am definitely all for pro-loving yourself, and I really do believe that loving yourself is a journey of what would we say? What is that thing that everyone loves? Self-development. This is the new one. This is what we is. So self-development, personal development, taking the responsibility to say, look, I know right now, because nobody's perfect, nobody's a finished article, but I'm going to aim for the best version of myself and never stop striving for that. I'm never going to say, all right, just high five myself for not bothering to look after my body fat, even though I know when I ask my higher self, when I ask a doctor, when I ask a friend, when I ask family, we know that it's unhealthy. And obviously, you know, it's not good for you to not be here for as long as you could. It's not good for your friends, for your family, people who love and care about you, for you to be a compromised version of yourself. And the science shows that being a certain level of body fat, obviously you don't have to be shredded, and you know there's many different forms of beauty and many different body types. But as long as you're healthy, that's what we should be looking for: healthy body fat. And alcohol can of course contribute to this, and food and all sorts of behavior can contribute to this. And so again, let's move away from making excuses and start making a promise to ourselves to deliver the best version of ourselves week on week. And you might not always be successful, but as long as you try your best, you'll trip, you'll fall on your flat in your face sometimes, you'll go backwards, that's fine. But as long as you generally are making an honest effort to move forward, that's all you can do. That's all anybody can do. All right. So accountability is crucial. The problem is people try to do it alone. People are here to help you. You know, how many friends, how many family do you have? You think you couldn't tell them, but you really could tell them. You know, you need to start trusting people a little bit more, and maybe you need to expand your circle and start finding people that you can trust. You can all trust me. I'm your coach. I would never try and steer you wrong. I'm here to listen to anybody who wants to book in for a goal review and have a 20-minute chat with me. That's, you know, it's the best I can do. Everybody's time is very, very valuable. But again, we're all here for you. You've got friends, you've got family. Don't do it alone. Reach out. I guarantee if you're struggling with something, somebody close to you is probably struggling with something very, very similar. There is strength in numbers, and people have an innate desire to do well. The issue is we can take on too much by ourselves. So stop taking on it all on your own. All right. To sum up, finding ways to enjoy yourself that doesn't take you over the edge. All right. So you can enjoy yourself. You can have a drink. You just need to be results orientated. All right. And then, like I said, you can have a drink, but there's different types of drinks. All right. You can have different types of drinks, but there should be a cap and a limit. As always, you know, we can't just take off the reins on the rules and just say, I'm going to do whatever I want and it's all going to work out for me in the end. It's probably not. All right. And so again, if you were to think so, we would call you naive. All right. MyFitnessPal, tracking and unit cal. So using MyFitnessPal and tracking the calories in the drinks that you're actually drinking. Stop burying your head in the sand. There is calories in it. It's not free. It's not a nice night off. There is no night off in terms of calories. You can have a night off if you want. It might cost you 1,000 calories. It's probably worth your while that you factor it in. Just like you would for the budget, you wouldn't just go and spend the rent. There's a certain standard you have financially. There should be a certain standard that you have with alcohol and with calories and all this kind of stuff. Everybody should. For the most part, again, just like on holidays, sometimes you just take the breaks off, you go buck wild, you're entitled to do so. But if you're looking to make progress, you should probably be a little bit more strategic about it. Having a plan to deal with the boredom and compulsion. Very, very simple. All right. So having a plan to deal with the boredom, when you're not drinking, when you're not entertaining yourself and having a good time all the time, what are you going to do? You should probably have a board game, have a family night, watch a movie, a different habit. You can enjoy yourself in other ways without alcohol. So again, figure out what it is. What are you going to do in that spare time? That's where you start having conversation with your friends. Maybe have a conversation with your friends as the replacement for the boredom and compulsion. 12 steps, replacement habit and accountability is what I recommend. And then lastly, very, very powerful, a vision for your future with or without alcohol that you are proud of. So if you are not currently proud of drinking 16 beers every single night or just on the weekends or whatever it is, well, that's your call. It's your call to decide on whether or not you're proud of yourself. And you should go to bed proud of yourself. It's what your parents would have wanted for you. If your parents loved you enough, it's what your friends want for you. If your friends love you enough, if they're real friends. And so again, you want, like anybody I care about, I want them to be proud of themselves. I want them to look back at their behavior to say, you know what, that was something that I stand by. And obviously that's not always going to be the case, but for the most part, we should have that vision. That's what we should be aspiring for. Have an ideal, something that's maybe even impossible to reach for, and strive towards it anyway, because shoot for the stars or shoot for the universe, you'll land in the stars. Learning to use it as a tool effectively. All right, learn to use it as a tool effectively. All right, so we can use alcohol for social lubrication, for a bit of crack, for stress relief, or don't use it at all. If you can't be trusted, if you feel like you can't trust yourself, that's fine. You can also cut it out, and there is a plan for you too. So we've got two options, guys. Well, firstly, design a vision for your future. Who do you want to be? When do you want to be that person? What do you have to do? What does that look like? Do you need the 12 steps? Is it that serious? Do you not need the 12 steps? Can you just start today? And then lastly is, are you going to do it with alcohol? Or are you going to do it without alcohol? So do you need to go cold turkey? Please get in contact with a coach if it's that serious. If you need some help, we can certainly start getting a plan and some extra accountability in place for you. If that's not the case, well, cool. Get MyFitnessPal out, start laying down your calories, be smart about it. It's, you know, treat it like, you know, several glasses of milk or Coca-Cola. It's like, look, I don't care about the, you know, we're not talking, like, again, If we're talking about long-term abuse, obviously you're going to have serious health ramifications. But if not, we're literally talking about calories, fat, a little bit of strain in your liver, kidneys. We can take that, you know, for the most part, enjoyed along with a healthy lifestyle. And so that's what it's all about, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at FF Movement Coach. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video and you want more content like this, please like the video. It really does help us out. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you love these videos, you get lots more videos like this. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell, and that way you'll get notification on your phone when we upload a new video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your time as always. Hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.